Om Shanti, everyone. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family, for this unique opportunity. Today, I will be reading the Murli of 27th October 1975. Slackness in effort through questions, corrections, and quotations. Today, Bab Dada was specially looking at the unlimited flower garden to see how much beauty, color, and fragrance each flower has. Beauty means the extent to which practical happiness and intoxication is visible on your face, that is in your eyes and in your features as a Brahmin, and if you're having the awareness of being a soul playing an elevated part of an angel in the corporeal form. Color means to be constantly colored by the constant company of the Father. That is the extent to which you're colored with the color of being a constant companion. Fragrance means to what extent you have imbibed spiritual vision and a spiritual attitude. Bab Dada saw these three specialities in each one. While seeing these specialities, Bab Dada saw another particular speciality. What was that? The flowers on whom Bab Dada had special vision, who had the sparkle of zeal and enthusiasm, in whom there was hope, who also received love from the entire Brahmin family, who had an elevated aim and were also moving along fast, are at one moment visible in this form, the form just described, but then after some time, the forms and colors of those who remained in the Father's vision changed because of having the royal form of Maya's vision on them. Instead of following the right path at full speed, their steps led them at full speed onto the path of waste. So we'll just pause here for a second and we'll allow Baba to touch us with this understanding of this Murli, because it's a very deep point that despite all the blessings, why did it happen? Did that steps lead them at full speed into the path of waste? We'll just pause. Okay? Instead of having the intoxication of being an angel and having godly happiness, they experience many different perishable types of intoxication. Along with this, they also become totally lost in the happiness and intoxication they experience on the basis of the spiritual endeavor they have made. Instead of being constantly colored by the Father's company, that is, instead of taking the support of the one Father, they make souls their corporeal support from time to time. That is, they are colored by their company. In this too, one particular aspect was visible in the majority of children. When the majority of children at the beginning of their Brahmin life first receive the Father's introduction, so I would just like you to pause here and just reflect on when you first got introduced into the Brahmin life, and just remember the intoxication that you experienced for a second. And now I'll continue reading. When the majority of children at the beginning of their Brahmin life first receive the Father's introduction and the treasures of knowledge from the Father, they become aware of their birthright. They have special experiences through remembrance, their sorrow changes into happiness, peacelessness changes into peace, and their wandering stops because they find a destination. They move along very well in this stage with a lot of zeal and enthusiasm. They dance in happiness and engage themselves in service day and night, they completely lose the awareness of their bodies and their relations. They experience themselves to be such first class, serviceable, knowledgeful, and powerful souls, and other Brahmins also experience them to be like that. However, now this is an important point of focus. However, after the beginning, when they go into their middle stage, they are not content with their efforts, their service, their happiness, or their zeal and enthusiasm. They ask themselves questions such as, it was like that in the beginning, so why is it like this now? Where did the enthusiasm of the beginning period go? Why did the happiness of the beginning disappear? Instead of the stage of ascent, why have they come to a stop? Since knowledge is becoming deeper, time is coming close, and you have also received many different means for service. Why then is there not the same experience as you had in the beginning? This experience was visible in the majority of the children. What is the reason for this? Let's pause here for a moment. Try to reflect on your own journey. And connect to the part of your middle stage where you may have had such kind of questions. Okay, we'll continue. The reason is that while doing service, while coming into connection with the Brahmin family, and in receiving the instant fruit of service, you develop a limited position as you move along. You start to have opposition with your equal, serviceable companions, or those companions who come into contact with you. You engage yourself in using physical means, that is, you do service and make effort on the basis of the facilities provided. Some begin to ask questions to correct others and also give quotations and examples of others. That is, they begin to make their principles based on the examples of others. They adopt one wrong path or another out of these 5 aspects. The father said, stabilize yourself in the position of a constant tapasvi soul, a godly Brahmin soul, a complete renunciate, and a tapasvi soul. However, they take a limited position in the awareness of I am a most serviceable soul. I have a planning intellect. I am an inventor. I cooperate with my wealth. I use my body for service day and night. That is, I am a hard worker or I am in charge. Such limited name and fame, regard and respect make them catch hold of the wrong position. That is, instead of following the right path to their destination, they begin to walk on the wrong path at full speed. The Father said, you are the Salvation Army. That is your instruments to give other souls salvation. However, they say, first give us limited salvation. Or if we have these facilities, we will then do service. The facilities too are not requested for the sake of service, but for their physical comfort. If this is provided, I'll be able to do a lot of service. They begin to make effort on the basis of a particular type of salvation, saying, if I am given extra love and regard, if I am offered extra hospitality, or if my name is specially mentioned, etc., This is why, because their foundation is wrong, they don't experience any progress. Very important. Please think about this before we continue further. So if I am given extra love and regard, if I am offered extra hospitality, or if my name is specially mentioned, this is why, because their foundation is wrong, they don't experience any progress. Although the Father has said you have to oppose Maya, they become friends with Maya in this way. Instead of opposing the devilish sanskar and the devilish community, they begin to oppose the godly community. That is, they begin to oppose one another. This one is doing this, and so I will show them by doing something even more. This one is serviceable, I too am serviceable. This one is in front, so why should I be left behind? I am an incognito effort maker. No one recognizes me. I am much more serviceable than the instrument teachers. They begin to oppose the teachers too. You are not experienced, but I am experienced in this. You are not educated, but I am educated. By opposing one another in this way, they lose their eternal elevated position. By opposing each other, they become weak in opposing Maya. That is, they are not able to be victorious. In the same way, they become very clever lawyers and judges in asking questions, giving corrections, and quoting others. They even correct the Father. In order to justify themselves, that is, in order to hide their mistakes, they give quotations. Even Maharathis who are greater than me do this. In this situation, Bapdada had said, so and so to that one, and so I'm following the same Srimad. In the Murli of this particular date, Baba said this, and I'm doing this according to that direction. They don't consider the time or the particular circumstances, but they hold on to the words. Very important sentence. They don't consider the time or the particular circumstances, but they hold on to the words, which means taking it out of context. Because of making this one mistake, they continue to make many more mistakes. Their sanskars of carelessness increase. Their speed of effort becomes mediocre from fast. The Father has said, to be a master Trikaldarshi means to be one who knows the three aspects of time. But because of having this dharana, instead of correcting themselves, they continue to correct others. In correcting others, they break the connection with the Father. That is why, because of being powerless in this, they remain constantly confused. They cannot see their destination of experiencing peace, happiness, and supersensuous joy. Thinking of others takes them into degradation. Do you understand? Because of being caught up in these matters, the intoxication and happiness of the beginning period comes to an end. This is why you have to check yourself. Am I wasting my time by following a wrong or wasteful path of any of these five things? Check yourself and change. You will then begin to move towards the stage of ascent. Bapdada saw that this was the experience of the majority of the children. It is now the end of the Mela. So at the end, make the final sacrifice. That is, make yourself powerful for all time. Baba will of course tell you the result. Baba just told you the news of the reason why effort makers come to a halt while moving along. In the future, constantly keep with yourself the transformation that took place in the land of transformation. This is known as celebrating a mela, that is making yourself complete. Acha. To souls who transform themselves with a determined thought within a second, to those who make the atmospheres Satopradhan through their attitude and who take others beyond their glance, to such constant companions of the Father, to such powerful cooperative souls, Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Are all you Kumaris fulfilling the first promise you made to the Father of belonging to the one Father alone? A Kumari who fulfills this promise can become an instrument for world benefit. Kumaris are worshipped, and the basis of their worship is their complete purity. So the importance of Kumaris is on the basis of their purity. If while being a Kumari is not pure, there is no importance in leading the life of a Kumari. So always keep the speciality of being a Kumari with you. Never let go of it. Otherwise, by letting go of your speciality, you will be deprived of both the supersensuous joy of the present time and the future royal status. While being a Brahma Kumari, you hear and speak of supersensuous joy being the inheritance of the confluence age, but you will have no experience of it. When you constantly have the importance of a life of a Kumari in your awareness, you will be able to become a good teacher and a good Brahma Kumari. When you have this aim, you have to keep the qualifications of the speciality of a Kumari with you at all times. No matter how much Maya tries to shake you from this speciality, you have to remain constantly like Angad. A Kumari is free from bondage, but is considered that while leading a Kumari life, she should not be influenced by Maya. If a Kumari finishes this exercise, if a Kumari finishes this excuse, there is no need to have a trial or to wait and see. You also need the power to transform, no matter who it is or what situation arises. Only when you have the power to transform yourself will you be able to become a successful teacher or server. With the speciality of complete purity and the power to transform, you will be able to become a special soul in service, love, and cooperation. Otherwise, you will remain in the list of those who are still trying. You will not be able to come into the list of those who have surrendered. A Kumari who constantly maintains both these specialities becomes worthy of worship and praise. When you have permanent disinterest, not temporary disinterest, that is when you have renunciation and tapasya, you will then be called a special Kumari. At present, the instruments have to look after you because you have not revealed your specialities. This is why service has to be stopped. When there are no complaints from anyone, you then become a complete teacher. That is, you can then become a Kumari who is more elevated than 100 Brahmins. Acha. And then there's the personal meeting with DDG. In order to finish any weakness, you specially need to have a gathering of Shaktis who are forms of Mahakali, who transform this atmosphere with the influence of their fire of yoga. Now, according to the drama, the final result is going to be clear in the mirror of each one's activities. As you progress further, with the power of your knowledge, Maharathi children will clearly be able to see the philosophy of each one's karma on their face. Just as you are able to smell the odor of impure and dirty food, in the same way your intellect will have a clear touching from the vibrations of souls who have taken impure food, that is, impure thoughts. The tool for this is a clear line of the intellect. Those whose tool is powerful will easily be able to know everything. There is also this speciality in the non-living images of the Shaktis and the deities. No soul who goes in front of them can hide his sins. You yourself speak about this and say, I am like this. So this speciality is visible in the non-living memorials, even at the end. These specialities of the Shaktis are well known in the living form, and this is why they are also remembered in the memorials. This is the stage of being a master, Jani Janananhar, one who knows everything. Janni Jananahar, one who knows everything. That is the stage of being knowledgeful. The stage will be experienced in a practical way. It is being experienced and will continue to be experienced. Have you created such a gathering? It definitely has to be created. Such a gathering of those who are moths is needed, through whose every step the revelation of the Father can take place. From the eyes and mouths of souls who are constantly merged in love for the Father, that is, those who are merged in remembrance, those who have the Father merged in their every word, then because of being merged in the Father, instead of being visible as just embodiments of power, Shakti Swarup, they will be seen as almighty authorities. Just at the beginning of establishment, Sri Krishna was constantly visible in Brahma. In the same way, the almighty authority will be visible through the Shaktis. You're experiencing this, are you not? The Father will be visible through such ones who are constantly merged in remembrance of the Father and who have the attitude of having renounced the consciousness of I, just as you have yourself would have forgotten the consciousness of I. In the same way, others too would not see that form of yours, but would instead see the form of the Almighty Authority. So this is the end of the Murli, and we will take some time to just reflect on it. It's quite a deep Murli in a very different way, and challenges you to think about your own slackness in efforts that we may have been all making in our journey, and how we reach the middle path and somewhere lose that divine focus or get distracted with so many other things, despite being in the godly family, despite being in the Brahmin family. And this is a challenging Murli which focuses on the risk of losing the way, despite being in the very beautiful environment of the Father. So I will just stop the share now and give you 2 minutes to reflect. And then I would request each one of you to please contribute with your personal reflection as well as the key points of the Murli. So I can see some chat box messages have started. Would anybody like to begin with their own thoughts and sharing with all of us?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti, brother. Please go ahead, Vijit Bhai.
Uh, yeah, so this is a unique Murli. Very nice, very well read. Just at this point, the one I like this, Baba says, some children start interpreting what Baba has said in the Murli. So Baba says, in some children says when they try to defend themselves, right, they become lawyers and start questioning and trying to correct themselves, right, instead of accepting their mistake, or instead of opposing Maya, they would say that in this Murli, in this particular date, Baba said so and so. I am doing this accordingly and all that. So they try to prove that it's a direction given by Baba, and I am accepting that. So here, we need to very well consider the context and the circumstances that which Baba gave that in Murli and the direction. So it's very well we go into that shoe and then think and then apply that point in our life. So that's the I think one of the very important message that which Baba giving us.
Yes,
Right.
thank you. Yes, thank you, brother. That's a very, very important point that sometimes we reflect on what suits us and quote it out of context without actually going deep into what was the real or true meaning that Baba was trying to guide us, or guide at that point somebody else, and take it out of context, which can happen. And we have to guard against that. Thank you for sharing that.
Right. And I understand, this in another way, if you look at it, most of the issues or the solution that which Baba gave us at that time, see this date, right? So this date, during this time, someone would have caused this sort of a problem, and Baba would have given this instruction to overcome that. So somebody who have or going through similar circumstances may not be applicable the way that Baba has given this knowledge. So it may have to be different. So that's why the Srimad is not applicable the same way to all the people. It is differ from people to people. So that's why Baba says, we'll have to take our own Srimad from the instrument sister. Not everything that which Baba gives in the Murli, we'll have to take it as it is, because it will differ from people to people. And if you start taking it just the way it is given in the Murli, then we'll end up interpreting the knowledge in the different way, and we get nothing out of it. And we even go, further confusion and all that take place. Yeah. Om Shanti.
Yes, thank you, brother, for the nice sharing. Anybody else would like to contribute?
Om Shanti, sister.
Om Shanti, Gitaman. Please continue.
Yeah, I love the way Baba sometimes he says, you are the flower in my garden, sometimes the star on this galaxy, sometimes he says, you are angels moving. But these flowers have always attracted me, because if you see, even I am not very correct with my science, I'm just trying to say, I remember when that pollination and all, what they used to say, how the bee goes to the flower and sucks the nectar, and then how it goes and go and spreads it. So always the job of the bee and the the giving, the flower, which as if it has come on this earth to take away or suck away all that to spread. I used to always love nature like that to say. So today when Baba, as I've already shared in the chat box, BCF is what Baba is saying, beauty, color, fragrance. So when you told us, let me be very, very, very honest with you. It's only, you told us to pause, but I
Yes.
completely paused, in halfway of the Murli. Something I don't know. I had to go back to the first part of the Murli because I was still trying to search what happened to that beautiful intoxication, that lovely color which I had, and that smell which I gave to people when initially I got drenched in the knowledge in the company. So I couldn't come out of it to find out. So I had to go back to that Murli, and I was there like that, pausing and looking. So when Baba said that, I was trying to identify the 5 aspects. So that is the heart of the Murli, if you say. One is Baba is saying, because opposition, that is limited position. So I was thinking, I never looked for this limited kind of praise or limited this, but deep down I knew, yes, I wanted to be appreciated. I wanted somebody to say, hey, good job, she's new, but see, she's really done wonders. So yes, I tried. Then the physical means and facilities, yes, we do look for that facilities and all. But the third one, which is the title of the Murli, questions. Yes, I will ask questions because it increases my thinking. I mean, Baba asks questions. So this corrections and quotations, I liked it. So, and then examples. So I'm just going to put myself in this compartment of these 5 aspects and find out, why did my beauty, color, and fragrance go? I would like to really churn deep down because this is the heart. Even though Baba says, if you correct, no connection, why halt and all. I think if I go down to this one paragraph and then I find out what I was, what I am, and what I will be, that would be probably a starting journey.
Yeah, thank you, sister. That's very beautifully explained. It's like, when you draw a line of continuous improvement, even when we study any subject, initially the graph goes up, you see the line just going up. And then there's a plateau. And then the plateau, as long as it's just a pause and then again goes up, it's perfect. But I think what Baba is trying to tell us here is sometimes the plateau is not going further up. It in fact starts going down again. So that is where I think this Murli is a great shaker to, alert us that we really have to watch out. Because sometimes we may think we are becoming very spiritual because every day we do Murli, every day we do this, we do that. And we are getting more and more lost in just our achievements, which we start getting very, internally proud of. And actually start making comparisons with others. And that's where our fall begins, actually. So I think it's a great reminder, even for me personally. I think this Murli, sometimes, you read only very positive Murlis, and you need these kind of Murlis to do the reality check and make sure that you're on the right track. This is my personal learning from this Murli. And now anybody else would like to share, please?
Om Shanti, may I share one more?
Yes, sure, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, so here Baba also saying Maya is making us weak. We have to oppose Maya. We have to become powerful in order to beat Maya. So we some children come in the arrogance of the body, and then they demand all the facilities instead of opposing Maya. They become friends with Maya. That's what Baba says. They become friends with Maya. They don't even realize it. So this is a kind of, it's a devilish sanskar, and a devilish attitude. Say, then they start saying all that, they are serviceable. I have very good intellect, this planning intellect, and so on. I am much more serviceable than the instrument teacher, and so on. So there actually Maya is defeating them. They taking charge of their intellect, right? So they are unable to see the real part of it, or the accuracy of the drama. So we have to understand that everything happens in the drama is actually accurate, right? So everything is accurate in the sense, if somebody who is there to guide us means according to the drama, that is actually accurate. Right. So whatever our part is, we have been offered that according to drama, and we have to take that up and then act our part, or complete our part perfectly. That's what I believe. So I mean, that's where we become powerful, and eventually we also get to a stronger position. I mean, if we continue to do that further. Yeah, Om Shanti, did I make
Yes,
sense?
yes. Yes, yes, of course, brother. Thank you for sharing.
But sister, I would just like to share a little. I differ over here. I'll tell you why. See, Baba has asked in the Murli, they ask questions like, it was like that in the beginning, so why is it like this now? What happened to my enthusiasm? Let me take anyone's personal journey. Suppose I just started this journey on my own. I was the one who opened the center. I used to read the Murli. I used to prepare the book. I used to clean the place. I used to do something. Then somebody came along and said, can I make the book? I said, wow. Why? Because I didn't take this to be as an organization. I took this to be as God's task. And when I was doing God's task on my own, but when somebody else wanted to join it, yes, welcome. The more, the merrier. That's what I said. But as and when crowd came, slowly, I found earlier, I was really a star in his galaxy, but the people who came in later slowly started removing my glare or removing my thing, that as if I was not noticed as a what we call Baba sometimes called as an all-rounder. So I don't think I have to blame drama or anything for it. And you may think I'm calling myself self-pride and all, but I found, Giricha, where did you go wrong? You were perfect. You allowed people. Your vision was beautiful. So you're fine. You're going ahead. So when Baba asked that question, I said, hey, Baba, no, I don't think I did anything over there or the drama. I am absolutely fine. So sometimes this questioning, I don't know which Baba is saying is not good, slackens effort. No, it has never slackened. It gave me a deep thinking. Aisa hi hota hai, aisa hi hota hai. So when somebody was just saying that I have to accept and all, I said, no, that roots me down. That puts me down, which I don't want. I would like to move on in the way I've moved. That's just an example given.
Yeah. Yeah, sister. I connect to what you're saying, because while the drama is what it is, but the drama also means with divine surrender, with divine devotion, whatever you want to call it, where you're completely lost in Baba's love, you write your own karma. I mean, this is my own personal belief. You can change. If nothing you could ever change through remembrance, then all that effort that you put in, you may keep wondering anyway, nothing is going to happen because it's part of the drama. So maybe now the other way of saying is that also is part of the drama. That's a different discussion actually altogether. But today, as we are discussing this slackness thing, I can see Radhamani sister has written leaving Baba's support, taking corporeal support, and joining in the party of Maya, considering Baba as opposition party, is what we need to guard against, actually. So she's reminding us of that. Thank you, sister. And we have Pramila Behan, who's written, what happens is shift from Swachintan to Parachintan and comparing ourselves with others. I think this comparison with others is one of the root things which brings the fall. You know, when we start comparing that he's like this and she's like this and I'm actually better or worse or whatever. And that's where the whole focus shifts. I would like some more participation. We have only 2 or 3 members who are active. I'm sure the others have a lot of value. Yes, Vimesh Bhai, please go ahead.
All right. So, as you were sharing this, Murli, I was reflecting on my own journey. And am I audible?
Yes, yes, clear, loud and clear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, I was reflecting on my own journey and talking about the intoxication that was there in the start, that it was a super duper high. It was like, kya hi mil gaya? You know, there is a very different world that is available. And as we go through the journey, as I went through the journey, I would say that to get something and to sustain that, to maintain that, so sustenance of that, maintenance of that, and then the growth of that. Getting something, an intoxication is, it's fine. Everyone gets it at some point or the other. It's more like a soda bottle. Once you open, and then the fizz is there for some time, but then it kind of flattens out. And even when it comes to seva, a lot of things, comparison about, okay, let me put in more purusharth, let me put in more efforts and get recognized when the body consciousness was yet there. So wanting to be recognized, wanting to be known, seeking for appreciation and all of that. Oh, how many people have eye on me? And then putting in more effort. So, and then when things were not going as per expectations, and I would feel discouraged and say, "Oh, this all is not working." And then comes a time of introspection and self-reflection. When I would look at it, why am I doing this? Whom am I doing this for? And then coming slowly settling into soul consciousness, getting to the purpose of why am I here? Am I here for someone else or am I here for myself? And that realization is when, over a period of time, as we say, there is cut lagi hui hoti hai bartan mein, so there is the rust of Maya that is there, the stains of Maya that is there, and slowly, as with the path, it keeps on getting cleansed, and as it gets cleansed, it starts shining. And then comes a time when I'm doing it for myself, then going incognito. So doing the service selflessly then comes. When the soul slowly gets ready, gradually gets ready to come to the source of why am I here and why am I doing all this? And then keeping that intoxication almost permanent, but an ongoing practice which cannot be taken for granted that because I've got it today means it will remain with me forever. So that kind of an approach, when I could see where I could get it for myself and then keep on operating from there, is where I could see to do justice to whatever I'm doing and to get the learnings and to imbibe them into day-to-day lives. So the beauty of that is it's not the outer beauty, but the beauty of contentment, fulfillment, of satisfaction, of purity, of divinity within, that would reflect on the outside, helping in cleansing the aura and allowing the soul to shine brighter and brighter. So that's what I was getting out as you were sharing this morning.
Thank you, Vimesh Bhai. Thank you. Very nice sharing. Anybody else?
Sister, can I ask Vimesh Bhai a question? because he really churned on my mindset. Vimesh Bhai, Baba has spoken about three things about correction quotation. Believe me, honestly, I never like the correction because I don't like somebody correcting me. And even the quotation, I go and give somebody's example. I don't know how he did. But I cannot think about these questions because questions really make me think. So what is wrong, Baba, if I ask the question myself or to my supreme judge? I have to, because that's how I feel. Questions opens the corridors of my thinking, makes me really give. So just that one point is asking question, Baba, slackening my effort. Vimesh Bhai, this is for you, please.
So the questions where they may be coming from, Girjaben, the contemplation is coming from comparisons, or it is coming from self-reflection. It depends on that. I mean, like how Baba said that when we are comparing ourselves with other, and I mean, to be honest with everyone, Rakivan and myself, we have been having conversations, and I have quoted myself about seniors. Oh, see, they have also been doing like this, and they've also been doing like that. Uh, so asking questions coming from there is the part of the journey where I would say that come a time where there is acceptance that everyone is on their own journey, everyone have their own karmic account. So asking question for growth, I think you or we all have a right to ask questions, because that is when we kind of get to discover and get deeper the understanding of why we are doing what we are doing, or why yet the impact of certain conversations which are coming from attachments. So getting a clarity, getting your cobwebs cleared, I guess no problem at all.
Vimesh Bhai, thank you for that. In fact, I just went back to the line in the Murli also. He's actually saying some begin to ask questions to correct others. So, like Vimesh Bhai is saying, the context and what, if you're doing it for self-reflection, the questioning actually helps you move forward. But if the questioning is more to correct others or why that person is doing it in a certain way and I'm doing it in this way, it's again rooted in ego and comparison. And those kind of questions is what I think Baba is trying to speak about, where we get distracted. So, and I can also see Radhamani sister saying one Kumari is equal to 100 Brahmins. Yes, very nicely said. In fact, in the end of the Murli, Baba talks a lot about the Kumaris. And Balwinder Kaur is sharing, yes, I do compare myself with others, feel better and proud inside. I keep my ego down and I focus more on becoming extra compassionate towards others who are in darkness. Okay, that's the way of dealing with. Each person is in their own path and their own way of dealing with progress. And Radhamani sister again says, Almighty authority will be visible from the Shaktis. And feeling super blessed that I know what is true reality, Balwinder sister is sharing. So this is great, a lot of feedback. And anybody else would like to say something?
One more thing, Adrian,
Yes, brother.
that every one of us are on our own individual journey. Comparisons coming to get inspired is good. That is healthy comparison. But comparison coming to make ourselves less enough of, or if I may say, get into any kind of an explanation, justification for your own self, or to justify to others about why am I doing what I am doing, as far as yet operating from Maya is concerned. Uh, when we come back to the whole purpose of why am I here, and I am on my own journey, the ownership of that journey, the ownership of the path, ownership of the divine sustenance that we have, free from getting bogged down by any kind of comparison that would come, that would kind of take you down. I think that's one of the beautiful answers I have got for my own personal spiritual growth. Want to just share this with everyone.
Yes. And there are a lot of people in the universe that you can get inspired from, and people who are completely in such kind of surrender zone. They don't even talk about all the good work that they do. They're so lost in their own journey, and they're truly, truly inspiring. And I agree with you that, you know, these are the people sometimes who nobody even knows about, and they're doing so much for their own selves and in service for others. So
And I'm talking
that's
about you
yeah.
only, Harpreet. When I mean the kind of things that you do. I mean, you're not only doing this your growth with Brahma Kumaris. You're doing other activities as well, involved with other forums, uh, supporting people and on your spiritual path, taking different ways and accesses, and doing it incognito. Never seen you make a noise of it, but yeah, I mean that's what it is. It is inspiring in its own. Whoever it is, it might be a person on the road. If that person may not have a spiritual bent actively, but that person is doing some noble act, just getting inspired by that and imbibing that. I guess that works big time.
Yes. Thank you, brother. In fact, we are all learning from each other through these discussions. It's really wonderful. And one more point I would like to actually share, which I got touched by while reading this Murli, was that sometimes even I experienced that although I'm in this godly family of the Brahma Kumaris, I did experience at times some statements or some things which were quoted from here and there, which gave a feeling of one-upmanship, like, you know, I am the BK, and, you know, only we can reach Almighty, and this is the only way. And I don't know, I would get Baba's touching that time that, you know, this is also coming out of some kind of a high-handedness feeling. Because my impression has always been, you know, there are different paths to reach the destination. And I really have so much of respect and love for every path and every journey that takes you when it is true, when it is pure, and when it is full surrender, you know. And so I don't know, I would always get this Baba's touching, and I would wonder, why am I getting this touching? And I would meditate on it. And then I would just feel, whenever I get these feelings of doubt, if some corporeal soul is saying something in the worldly context, I would just connect to Baba, and he would immediately give the clarity. So I would also like to share this journey. I'm sure you're all doing this already, that if there's a doubt, let's not ask only our colleagues, which could be of help. Let's ask Baba. Actually, all the doubts go away, because when you truly ask the right question, the answer comes so sweetly and so nicely, immediately. And also, then you just come back on track. I thought I'll share that.
Harpreet
Yeah.
Ben, even I agree with what Vimesh Bhai said. I never look at people, but the universal acceptance which you have, you know how to take people who are going in different lines and not telling them their lines are bad. I think, hey, come on, join with me. Even I'll show you another line. That's what is needed. See, we are not comparing, but we pick up. As I put in the chat box, we look up to people. So knowing you, I know your way of not telling them you're in the wrong line. Hey, your line is also good. Let me also come with you. But don't you want to see my line too? What a business kind I think Baba has chosen. Even I agree with Vimesh Bhai. Thank you.
That's Baba's guidance. That is, like I told you, just Baba's direction. For me, my style is what my worldly father used to teach me. Okay, when you listen to a teacher in the class, you take your notes, but always try to read the original source. So if your teacher or your guide is sometimes misinterpreting something, if you read the original source, which means connect to the divine himself, you will get the right answer. So that has been my strategy all along. And I think Baba has been very kind. And Balvinder's sister is sharing something I can read. No. I disagree with this idea that only BK can have strong bond with Baba. Any human being with 100% purity can connect with Baba, irrespective of caste, color, nationality, faith, culture, code of conduct, without any restriction. Yes, very true, sister. And Radhamani's sister is also saying that, and it's my true experience, Balvinder Kaur is saying, yes, that's what is needed. Okay, great. Wonderful sharing. I've really learned a lot in this beautiful discussion, and also I'm going to reflect on this even more, because I think we need these course correction, where we reflect on where we could be making a mistake and be ready to correct immediately. I think that's where Baba has helped us in this beautiful Murli. I'm really, really thankful to Baba and thankful to all of you for this churning of today. And Rakhi Ben, there's an announcement for the Sunday, right? For the beautiful churning on this very Murli. I think this Murli needs a lot of more churning. And I think there is a great session planned for Sunday, where there's going to be a discussion with BK Sudarshan Sundarji. Chat GPT to chat God. What a lovely subject. And this is going to focus on this Murli, today's Murli. So I would request everybody to please join and participate in the discussion. I'm sure it would be a great learning for everyone. Getting married or not married has no connection, but it may speed up the progress. Yes, Balvinder Kaur. In fact, we are all examples of married women, many of us, and we are still on the path. So yes, I agree. These are all just different ways of getting to the same destination. Some challenges we experience through these different journeys, but each one's path, like Vimesh Bhai said, each one's path is unique and blessed and loving. Everybody's journey is beautiful. Okay, so Rakhi Ben, should we do a short meditation now?
Yes, sister.
Okay. Okay, relax yourself, everyone. This beautiful Murli that Baba has blessed us with. A beautiful, thought-provoking, intellectual discussion that flowed through it. Thank you, Baba. And as we meditate now, focused on the original light, on the one and only, the source, and we completely let go of our body, our emotions, our thoughts, and focus only just on the divine connection. See the light shining in the center of your forehead, and see the divine connection with the universal source. And as you experience this beautiful connection, I experience the feeling of surrender. Whatever questions I have for you, Baba. I don't need to ask anyone else. You, who is the most knowledgeable, will show me the right way. Whenever my path towards you is disturbed or gets misaligned, do wrong interpretations, I request you, Baba, to please get me back to do the touchings accordingly, to hold my hand and take me with you. My focus is clear. I need to reach you and only you. I will not be distracted by comparisons. I will not be distracted by my own ego. Maya cannot touch me as long as you are there with me. And as long as you hold my hand, you take me up with you. I surrender fully and I leave it to you to make sure I'm always back whenever I deviate. Make sure that I'm alerted the moment I get distracted. Experience the glowing light of Baba on your soul. Experience the simplicity of thought and the total surrender. I don't need others, I need only you. And make sure that my respect for everyone around me remains the same. My love flows for others, everyone in their own journey reaching to you. Respectfully, I'm able to continue on my own path. And I learn every day. I progress every day. And I don't fall. I just continue higher and higher. See Baba now committing himself to you. Now that you've completely surrendered in thought, in emotion, in the willingness to be corrected through touchings of Baba, just leave it to him. Your progress is unique. See yourself going higher and higher in this blissful journey to the Almighty. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Harpreet Sister. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a lovely day.
Thank you. Om Shanti. Thank you, Divine Family. Thank you, Baba.